Celebrity Justice. Today on the Celebrity Justice docket.
I'm Carlos Diaz in New York, where Leonardo DiCaprio is facing a multi-million-dollar lawsuit over sexy Elizabeth Berkley.
I'm Dan Simon. Robert Blake forced to swear under oath what happened the night of his wife's murder.
And
I'm Jane Velez Mitchell.
The heated divorce war of ER creator Michael Crichton turns red hot. Now his estranged wife charges he's hidden millions of dollars and is using their daughter as a pawn.
Eminem rules at the box office, but in court, he's the professional defendant. Sued by his mom, sued by his wife, sued by his schoolmate, and charged for a gun. CJ investigates. What's up with the real-life Slim Shady? Plus, the cases of Britney Spears and the Beastie Boys. Also, Jodie Foster. Celebrity Justice is now in session.
Hello, everyone. I'm Holly Herbert. First up today, word that making a pass may have gotten Leonardo DiCaprio into some serious legal trouble over actress Elizabeth Berkley. Carlos Diaz has today's New York stories.
That may have been the case in Titanic, but now there are real-life allegations that Leonardo DiCaprio acted like a bully. A New York judge has ruled that a $45 million lawsuit against DiCaprio and his pals can move forward. The suit, filed by actor Roger Wilson, who starred in a couple of Porky's movies, accuses DiCaprio and his buddies of threatening Wilson, and it claims DiCaprio incited an attack on Wilson carried out by the star's pals in 1998. The fight allegedly started outside this New York hotel and restaurant over DiCaprio and his posse's reported bid to woo actress Elizabeth Berkley. Berkley, who starred in Showgirls and now appears in Roger Dodger, was dating Roger Wilson at the time of the alleged fight. Now, court papers claim DiCaprio, star of the upcoming The Gangs of New York, incited the fight over Berkley by allegedly shouting, "We'll go kick his ass," something his attorney Paul Callan denies.
I'm not going to get into the merits of the case except to say that this is an utterly false complaint. It's a lawsuit that's devoid of any merit, and I'm fully confident that everything's going to be dismissed against Mr. DiCaprio in the long run.
Also in New York today, Princess Diana's former butler, whose scandalous revelations about the royal family have rocked the UK for several weeks.
I am delighted to be here in America, and especially in New York, my favorite city.
Paul Burrell, his wife, and their 2 teenage sons are in New York to enjoy the sights and pitch his story here. The beleaguered Burrell is taking a break from the tabloid frenzy he unleashed back home by inviting the media here to video him and his family in Times Square.
Telling my story was never about money. It was only ever about the truth and justice, and telling it honestly and properly. I intend to do the same here in America, so that the American people will also know the truth.
Now, the plan was Robert Blake under lockup and under oath. The Beretta star is set to raise his right hand in a wrongful death lawsuit. But our Dan Simon has learned Blake won't be answering any questions anytime soon.
Robert Blake couldn't tell his story to ABC's Diane Sawyer. The jail wouldn't allow in cameras, but they will let in lawyers. And on Tuesday, the lawyer for the Berkley family is hoping to exploit Blake's desire to speak out.
I'm not Diane Sawyer, and I apologize for that, but I will give Mr. Blake the opportunity to say anything he wants and address all issues.
Eric Dubin says he's planning to take Blake's sworn deposition in the civil wrongful death lawsuit filed by Berkley's children.
It's about the murder of a mother of 4, and there's an awful lot of evidence pointing the finger right at Robert Blake. And the deposition is to find out what he has to say about all that evidence.
Dubin says he has all sorts of questions he wants to ask. He wants to raise some new allegations, too. In particular, Dubin says he has proof Blake had his bodyguard, Earl Caldwell, try to frame Berkley by planting cocaine in her car 1 month after they were married. The attorney says he can't wait to grill Blake on that and other subjects. But CJ has learned there won't be a deposition after all. According to Blake's civil lawyer, Blake won't participate. And he's accusing Dubin of grandstanding and not following court procedures. But some say Blake's refusal to be deposed will be fresh ammunition for his accusers, and certainly won't help in the court of public opinion either.
All the public has seen how much he wanted to go on ABC and be interviewed by Diane Sawyer. So if he doesn't talk in his deposition, people are going to wonder what he has to hide.
And attorney Marcy Koch says there's another factor to consider as well.
Let's not forget the potential jurors are still out there. A jury hasn't been chosen for his criminal case yet. So this is a highly publicized case. People are reading, listening to the news, reading the papers, and they know what's going on with Blake. So it's a catch-22 for him.
Now, Britney Spears puts her money where her mouth is. Dawson's Creek star Joshua Jackson loses it at a hockey game. And the Grateful Dead's Jerry Garcia, part of a posthumous pilferage. Time for today's Legal Briefs. Attention all deadheads. Be on the lookout for this watercolor. It's the original for the Grateful Dead's 1981 European tour poster. It's missing. This is pop artist Stanley Miller, who offered the painting for auction in New York several months ago. Its estimated worth, $30,000 to $35,000. No one bought it, but after the auction, no one could find it either. Now Miller's lawyers are threatening to take the auction house to court.
I need some rest.
On Dawson's Creek, Joshua Jackson plays a party boy with a sensitive side. Police say the real-life party boy wasn't very sensitive Saturday night. Jackson spent the night in jail after allegedly trying to choke a security guard at a pro hockey game. Jackson, whose movie credits include Urban Legends and The Skulls, was charged with a misdemeanor and returns to court next month. I'm not a girl. Britney Spears sings she's not a girl, not yet a woman. Maybe so, but at age 20, she's already set up her own charitable foundation. Tax forms unearthed by the Smoking Gun website show Spears launched the charity last year, donating $500,000 of her own money. She also raised more than $365,000 for the Twin Towers Fund. Another $4,500 went to a summer camp for underprivileged children. And those are today's Legal Briefs.
Still to come.
Look at your damn boots. They're starting to grow roots.
Eminem tops the box office with 8 Mile.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I am.
But in real life, he's had miles and miles of legal problems.
What are you doing with your life that's so great?
Sued by his mother, sued by his wife, sued by a classmate, and charged by the state. The real Slim Shady. Is he getting a bad rap? The story after a brief recess.
If you've had a heart attack or a stroke, the last thing you need is another one sneaking up on you. After all, you've got better things to do. I know. In my case, I had a heart attack. Then I heard about Plavix, so I asked my doctor. He told me Plavix is a prescription pill that can help protect you from a heart attack or stroke if you've recently had one, or if you have poor circulation in the legs causing pain.
Plavix is proven to help keep blood platelets from sticking together and forming clots, which helps keep your blood flowing. This can help protect you from another heart attack or stroke. If you have a medical condition that is causing bleeding, such as a stomach ulcer, you should not use Plavix. Side effects include itching, rash, diarrhea, and bruising. Additional rare but serious side effects could occur. Ask your doctor.
Taking Plavix once a day helps protect me.
Find out if Plavix can help protect you from another heart attack or stroke.
Coming up, Slim Shady's real-life law and disorder. Eminem's got the top movie in America, so why is he facing lawsuits from his mom, wife, and a high school classmate?
On the next John Walsh Show, how would you feel if you found out the children you raised since they were born weren't really yours?
I cried till I couldn't cry any more tears.
Now, for the first time in years, Morgan comes face to face with his ex-wife.
You and another man produced a child. Who's responsible for that child?
It's always been, I'm the villain, he's the victim.
You've both been grinding each other into the ground at the expense of these children.
Who's really paying the price on the next John Walsh Show?
Today at 11 a.m., only on NBC4.
A day's kidnapping event. Bo must now face the truth. Hope is not coming home.
I have some bad news about Hope.
This week,
no one gets away with doing this to my wife.
An act of revenge.
Tell me what you've done with my wife.
And all hell breaks loose.
She's a killer.
A desperate escape with a deadly twist.
Gotcha.
There's a days. There's a lot.
Whoa!
Days of our lives. Weekdays at 1 on NBC Daytime.
Celebrity Justice.
Better lose this now.
In the music, the moment you own it, you better never let it go. You only get one shot.
That's hip-hop Top Gun Eminem performing his new single, Lose Yourself. His box office smash 8 Mile took in more than $54 million this weekend. But the road to success has not been easy for M. He's faced lawsuits from his mom, his wife, and a classmate. And if that's not enough, state gun charges. Ross McLaughlin has details.
Dog, take a seat. What's this guy standing in line for? He ain't got money to eat.
8 Mile's box office success is not Eminem's only #1 this week.
In the music, the moment you own it, you better never let it go.
His latest single, Lose Yourself, is the #1 song in the country. And the 8 Mile soundtrack is also topping the charts. Throw in a reported reconciliation with ex-wife Kim, and Eminem is on top of the world. Not bad for a guy who's been knee-deep in legal troubles for a few years now.
He kept choking me and I couldn't breathe.
The most recent stemming from the lyrics in the song Brain Damage. D'Angelo Bailey, the rapper's former childhood classmate, filed suit over the song's lyrics, claiming Eminem ruined his reputation by branding him a bully. But the majority of Eminem's run-ins with the law are tied to the women in his life. Estranged mother Debbie, seen here with the rapper's half-brother Nathan, once sued Eminem for $11 million, citing defamation of character. The case settled for $25,000.
I am going to sentence the defendant to 2 years probation.
Eminem wound up in court facing criminal charges after he caught wife Kim kissing another guy at a bar. He allegedly pistol-whipped the guy and is now serving 2 years probation. Kim and Eminem, whose real name is Marshall Mathers III, later divorced. But now, according to published reports, Eminem and Kim are trying to patch things up. And the reconciliation couldn't have come at a better time in the rapper's life.
Mom, you gotta stop living your life like this.
Eminem is now the second artist in history to simultaneously have the #1 movie and album in the country. J-Lo became the first in 2001. And as audiences continue to embrace 8 Mile, so are the critics, some even calling the film Oscar-worthy. Not bad for a big screen debut. We spoke to Eminem's divorce attorney today, who would not confirm the reconciliation, but did say his client is a class act and a devoted father to 6-year-old daughter, Haley. Holly?
All right, Ross, thanks. Now, harsh words from the estranged wife of ER and Jurassic Park creator Michael Crichton. Jane Velez-Mitchell reports the wife says Crichton is playing games and possibly hiding millions of dollars.
The fine line between love and hate, a favorite theme of world-famous author Michael Crichton, whose book was the basis for the steamy film Disclosure. Now, Disclosure is the theme of Crichton's messy divorce war with his actress wife, Anne Marie. She charges Crichton pressured her into signing a separation agreement that robbed her of what's rightfully hers.
She was under extreme emotional and psychological pressure, and that she was in an emotionally abusive relationship for a very long period of time.
Stephen Kolodny is Anne Marie Crichton's lawyer in the divorce. He charges the brilliant mind that created the Jurassic Park series also used his imagination to turn their 13-year-old daughter Taylor against her mom, orchestrating the divorce, he says, like he was writing a novel.
Taylor now doesn't spend much time with her mother. She always wants to be with her father. She gives her mother a hard time in telephone calls. She doesn't return phone calls to her house. These are classic alienation by one parent of a child against the other parent.
Mrs. Crichton's attorney filed these court papers charging Michael Crichton has engaged in manipulation and game playing to avoid disclosing his income and assets, to escape paying child support, and to get Anne Marie to accept a grossly unequal and inequitable division of assets.
I have no idea at the moment what the rights to residuals and other benefits in Jurassic Park, for example, are worth. I can only fantasize. And under this supposed settlement that they got her to agree to, she participates in none of that.
1, 2, 3.
The ER creator contends his marriage flatlined while they were living in New York, and it was there that they reached a generous separation agreement that gives Anne Marie a total of about $70 million in cash and property.
Michael Crichton charges she is just shopping here on the West Coast for an even better divorce deal. But her attorney calls those settlement figures wildly inflated.
She did not receive $70 million in this settlement, in spite of what Michael Crichton is trying to tell people.
Perhaps the most shocking charge revolves around the recent home invasion robbery that took place at the Santa Monica house Michael Crichton rented to live in with his daughter, Taylor.
He told Taylor that her mother was responsible for publishing their address and therefore responsible for the home invasion robbery and he and Taylor being held up at gunpoint.
He says both Michael and Anne-Marie had to publish their addresses when filing their court papers. The robbers, who were still at large, got away with cash and jewels. Police sources tell CJ there are no hot leads. It's all something out of a Crichton novel. And in this Truth is Stranger Than Fiction divorce, Mrs. Crichton's lawyer promises more riveting chapters to come. We were not able to reach Michael Crichton's attorney for comment, but Crichton's court papers say their separation agreement came after lengthy mediation and full financial disclosure and leaves both of them wealthy.
Coming up next, the Beastie Boys call it pass the mic, but a lawsuit may force them to pass the money. Did they rip off another man's music? Hear the evidence and decide for yourself.
Opposing counsel says 3 notes can't possibly be recognizable. Recognize this? Ba, ba, ba.
Oh, God, make it stop.
That's the NBC theme.
Glad you told me. I wouldn't have recognized it.
You be the judge. Next.
Marie Callender made her country fried chicken dinner with care. She served it up with mashed potatoes whipped with real cream, and corn was best eaten right off the cob. And to this day, we're still making it Marie's way. Marie Callender's, made with the care of Marie.
Melissa's just smelled a trash can without the new Arm & Hammer trash can deodorizer.
Shake it in with the garbage frequently to absorb and eliminate odors.
With it,
The difference between ick and ah. Get it in the trash bag aisle.
Tomorrow, Michael Jackson facing a huge lawsuit for being a no-show. The king of pop raising his gloved hand and swearing to tell the truth. Next, CJ.
She assaulted her.
She grabbed a knife, said she was going to gut me like a fish.
She threatened her family.
She said she was going to drown my child in my mom's pool.
She is her sister.
I love my family dearly, but this is just ridiculous.
And you won't believe who's behind it all.
My mom, her exact words were, something's going to happen. I just own you, you little...
Next, Judge Judy.
Something is definitely out of whack in this family.
Today at 4, only on NBC4.
On the next Life Moments, if your daughter couldn't have a child, would you have one for her?
I had said, I wish I could carry this baby for you.
In an amazing story.
Yeah, there it is.
This 54-year-old surrogate mom is about to give birth to her own grandchild.
Miracles happen every day.
Make every moment count. On the next Life Moments.
Today at noon, only on NBC4.
On Passions, 2 women are in love with him.
Which one do I want to spend the rest of my life with?
But only one will become his wife, this woman he trusts.
We would have a marriage based on love and honesty.
The other is his true love.
Please, let Ethan be coming to see me.
This week, his decision.
I haven't told her yet. I just wish I didn't have to hurt her.
Will anything stand in his way?
I'm gonna marry her.
Passions, weekdays at 2 on NBC Daytime. Celebrity Justice.
That's the video for the Beastie Boys hit single, So What You Want. But now the shock rappers are accused of stealing some of their licks. What do you think? Grab your gavel. It's time for You Be the Judge. They were the original white shock rappers long before Eminem. One of their biggest hits was Sabotage back in 1994. Now the Beastie Boys are accused of musical sabotage in this lawsuit. Renowned avant-garde flautist James W. Newton Jr. says the Beasties wrongfully ripped the heart out of his spacey composition called Choir and used it as the backbone of their rap single, Pass the Mic. Here's the master flautist's work. Now, here's the Beasties. You can hear 3 notes from Newton's work repeated over and over and over. The Beasties say they sampled Newton's notes legally and paid his record label, but he says he had no idea and felt violated when he first heard Pass the Mic. Now he wants millions because he says the Beasties copied his composition. The heart of the legal argument? Does the 6-second sample constitute an original musical composition or just a sliver of a performance? In May, a judge found in favor of the Beasties, but there's still fight in the flautist. He's appealing. You be the judge now. Did the Beastie Boys rip off the flautist's song? Noted defense attorney Tony Brooklier has agreed to argue yes, they absolutely did. Entertainment lawyer Rhonda Jeb-Gochian will argue no way.
These rappers called what they did sampling, but it's more like shoplifting. They lifted Mr. Newton's composition and copied it over and over again, 40 times on one CD, then on remixes and DVDs. They flagrantly stole from the flautist and flaunted it.
This lawsuit is a bummer for the Beasties because they respect Mr. Newton's music. They paid for the license, they credit him on their CD, and come on, let's get real. We're talking about 3 notes.
Opposing counsel says 3 notes can't possibly be recognizable. Oh, really? ... That's 4 notes, counsel. ... And that's Beethoven, and everybody in the world recognizes it.
Roll over, Beethoven. This is a tiny little slice of Mr. Newton's song. The Beastie Boys say that these 3 notes appear 1 time. That's it, 1 time in Mr. Newton's song. And besides, counsel, nobody can own 3 notes any more than they can own 3 letters in the alphabet.
Recognize this? Ba, ba, ba. That's the NBC theme, and it's 3 notes. Recognize this? Bum, 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 bum. That's 5 notes, and that's Intel.
Glad you told me. I wouldn't have recognized it. The bottom line is there is simply nothing unique about these 3 notes. I'm going to ask Colin from Hoover High School to play the 3 notes. Colin? Again, please. Your Honor, any way you slice it, there is no way that anyone can argue that those 3 notes have never appeared anywhere, ever in a song.
That demonstration is misleading because that's not the way the 3 notes are played by the artist. The way that the notes are sustained, the way the voice is used. Have you even listened to the song?
Yeah, and oh God, make it stop.
Do you realize how unique the 3 notes are? How they're played, how they're articulated?
Counsel, you can paint this however you want. There's nothing unique about 3 notes.
Well, the Beastie Boys thought it was unique enough to play it over 40 and 40 times. The proof is in the pudding. Why did they use it if it's not important or
unique? But that's the performance. That's not the composition, and the Beastie Boys licensed the performance. They licensed it as Mr. Newton played it.
He wanted fair value for the song. That's what he wanted.
And the Beastie Boys offered him a huge cash settlement to resolve this issue, but he said no. He wanted millions of dollars.
It's the backbone of the song. This composition is part of a deeply personal, artistic statement. The Beasties bludgeoned his work, and no amount of money can fix that.
Mr. Newton is a music snob, and if he's famous, it's because the Beastie Boys are making him famous. He should accept their generous offer and whistle a happy tune.
Now it's time to hear from you. Did the Beastie Boys rip off the flautist song? Log on to celebrityjustice.com or America Online keyword Celebrity Justice and cast your vote. We'll have early results next. Plus, a legal opinion from double Oscar winner Jodie Foster. Stick around.
The very best of Fleetwood Mac. Now, the greatest songs from one of the world's greatest bands ever on one great collection.
You can go your own way. Go your own way. You can call it another lonely day.
The very best of Fleetwood Mac 2-CD collection features songs from 3 decades of their brilliant career.
Players only love you when
6 of the most memorable songs of all time.
Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies.
This collection includes a CD enhancement featuring exclusive footage of the making of their new 2003 album, their first new studio album in 15 years. The very best of Fleetwood Mac is the ultimate collection.
Covered hills till the landslide brought me down.
To order the very best of Fleetwood Mac 2 CD collection, call the number on your screen or send check or money order for $24.98 plus shipping and handling to the address shown. Call now and receive a free lithograph with your order. Rush delivery available.
WNBC. On air, online, taking you from where you are to wherever you want to be. WNBC.com. On air, online, one world.
Promotional consideration for Celebrity Justice provided by
Melissa's just smelled a trash can without the new Arm & Hammer trash can deodorizer.
Shake it in with the garbage frequently to absorb and eliminate odors.
With it,
The difference between ick and ah. Get it in the trash bag aisle.
What do I want in a Glade plug-in? Well, it'd be fresh. What about a nightlight and an extra outlet? Perfect.
Glade Plug-in's Extra Outlet Nightlight.
Plug it in. Now that's a bright idea.
I may be pregnant, but my period is days away. Baby? Maybe.
With First Response Early Result Pregnancy Test, she could have results up to 4 days sooner. First Response. Results 4 days sooner.
Here are your early results from today's You Be the Judge. Did the Beastie Boys rip off the Flautist song? You voted online. 22% of you said yes, 78% said no. Remember, this is not the real trial. The actual case with the real lawyers and all the evidence is currently before a federal court. Jodie Foster has won virtually every award there is to win, including 2 Best Actress Oscars, one for The Accused, the other for Silence of the Lambs. She's here now, vying for CJ's best legal opinion in today's There Ought to Be a Law.
There ought to be a law against politicians mispronouncing fairly easy words, like nuclear instead of nuclear. That drives me crazy.
And that will do it for this session of Celebrity Justice. I'm Holly Herbert. Thanks for watching. CJ is adjourned.
Celebrity Justice. Celebrity Justice.